Counting values and blanks in Excel. If you're working with data in Excel, there's one function family you absolutely need in your toolkit. I'm talking about the count functions. These little workhorses help you figure out exactly how many items exist in a range or list, and they're more versatile than most people realize. Why counting matters more than you think. Picture this. You've got a spreadsheet with student names and their test scores. Simple enough, right? Now you need to know how many students actually took that test. Sure, if you've got 10 or 15 students, you could eyeball it. But here's the thing. What happens when you're staring down a list of thousands of entries? That's when the count function becomes your best friend. The basic count function with a catch. So you type into a cell equals count, and Excel's IntelliSense immediately starts showing you options. Pretty helpful, actually. You'll notice a whole family of count-related functions popping up in that drop-down list. Use your arrow keys to scroll through them if the one you want isn't highlighted already. Here's something crucial that trips people up constantly. The regular count function only counts cells containing numbers. Read that again. Numbers only. Equals count B3 to B15. If you select a range full of student names, which are text, and try to count them using count, you'll get 0. Not because something's broken, but because count is specifically designed to ignore text values. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Switch your range to the column with test scores, actual numbers, and suddenly the function works perfectly. You'll get your count of 13 students, or however many entries exist in that numeric range. What about counting everything? Enter COUNTA. Okay, so what if you need to count cells regardless of whether they contain text or numbers? You know what you need? The COUNTA function. Think of the A as standing for all. Equals COUNTA B3 to B15. This formula counts any cell that isn't empty. Text, counted. Numbers, counted. Dates, counted. It doesn't discriminate. Select your student names column, close the bracket, hit enter, and boom, there's your accurate count. But wait, there's a behavior you should know about. Delete one of those student names, leaving a blank cell in the middle of your range. Notice how your count immediately drops by 1? COUNTA deliberately skips over empty cells. It's counting content, not just cells within a range. The same logic applies to the basic count function with numbers. Remove a score, and your count decreases accordingly. Both functions treat blank cells the same way. They simply don't exist as far as counting is concerned. When you actually want to count the blanks, maybe you're tracking missing data or incomplete submissions, that's where COUNTBLANK comes into play. Equals COUNTBLANK B3 to B15. Select your range, and this function returns exactly how many blank cells it finds. If there's one empty cell in your student list, you'll get a result of 1. Simple and effective. 3 functions, 3 different jobs. Let's break this down clearly. Count counts only cells containing numeric values. COUNTA counts anything that has something in it, text or numbers. COUNTBLANK counts only the empty cells. Each one has its purpose. Knowing which to use saves you from those frustrating moments when your formula returns unexpected results. Other ways to build these formulas. You're not limited to typing formulas manually. Click the FX icon next to the formula bar, and Excel's IntelliSense Insert Function dialog opens up. Search for count, select the function you need, and then just pick your cell ranges using the dialog boxes. It's more visual, which some folks prefer. There's also the Auto Sum button on the Formulas tab. Click the drop-down arrow beneath it, and you'll find Count Numbers as an option. One small gotcha, though. If your result cell isn't adjacent to your data, Excel won't automatically detect which range you want. It'll insert the count function, but you'll need to manually select your values. Position your result cell right below or beside your numbers, and Excel figures out the range automatically. Little things like that make a difference when you're moving quickly through a spreadsheet. Wrapping your head around it. Honestly, these 3 counting functions handle about 90% of the counting scenarios you'll encounter in everyday Excel work. The key is remembering that count is picky about numbers, COUNTA counts everything that's not blank, And COUNTBLANK focuses exclusively on empty cells. Once that clicks, you'll reach for the right one instinctively every time.